Well, we got the pump apart here, pulled off of the Super M, and we finally got this stupid nut loose. And sure enough, there. Oop, come on. Let's see if we can do the super zoom here. There we go. See that right there, and then we'll come over here and see that right there. That is a sheared key. So that's exactly what happened when I hit that hydraulic valve. It sheared the key off on the drive gear here. This sits on the down there like that, and that's exactly what happened. It sheared that key off. That's why our timing was walking around and no good. So we'll have to tear that or get this key out of here. Whoop, I'm not even pointing you guys at the right thing. Get that key out of there with our picks and stuff, and that'll be the easy one. This is going to be the hard one because it's all pretty much taking up the whole space there, you can see. So we'll work on that and bring you back when we're fixed up here, I guess. Well, there you go. There's what 2 pieces of a half moon key look like. We got it out. It doesn't really look like... I'm trying to get the camera to be happy here. It doesn't look like we messed up. Here, let me go zoomed in mode. That's not any better. Let's see if I can put my hand behind it and come on, focus. I'll get this eventually for you guys. There you go. It doesn't really look like it mucked up the shaft any. What we did to get out the half moon that was in here, we took my centering punch, or not centering punch, my straight point pick here, which again the camera's not focusing, and Dad took and put it on the half moon, the top of the half moon, then took this putty knife, took the handle and hit the handle of the pick, and it just spun it out basically. And I did the same thing to get that top piece there, top of your screen, that there, or at the end of my thumb, to get that out of the gears. So now we've got all of that out. Might just, I don't know, might take some Scotch-Brite down to that, might just leave it, just kind of wipe it off maybe. It really doesn't feel like there's any ridge on it. It shouldn't have been riding or, spinning around too much because it's not like it was a constant deal. So, well, that explains why when I hit the valve that it threw it 90 degrees off, and then, it was kind of walking away on the, when we were raking hay there, it was kind of, it ran fine and had plenty of power, but it was, you could tell it was getting off. So anyways, I'm gonna flip the camera on here and I can do some more talking. So now we get the process of finding that key, and then I've also got another one I have to find. And if I take and go into the dark here, I'll grab my flashlight that's in my truck, and if I can find it. No, that's bug spray. There we go. Flashlight. We'll walk over to the tractor. So, jeez, I pointed in my face. You can see me, kind of. Oh, it hurts my eyes. Where am I? Here we are. So, in the process of trying to get this fixed here, or get that nut off, I'll show you what I tried doing. And it's kind of going to be difficult. So, there it is. I'll put it under my chin here. So, of course it's not going to come. I made this tool. I welded a nut onto, this just is not going to work very well. I welded, it's still in the socket, but I welded a nut onto some flat stock, and I put that into this deal. This is what drives the distributor. The distributor fits into those notches. It's got notches on itself there like that, so this goes on there when you're in a perfect world. Well, what happened was, I'll see if I can show you guys. I sheared the keyway on that one too, doing that. There's the other little piece. So we gotta find 2 keys. I said I sheared the keyway. I didn't shear the keyway, I sheared the key. So we gotta find 2 keys now. No big deal, I guess. But the other thing I'm kind of annoyed by is the fact that, wow, that thing's running like crap. The other thing I'm concerned by is, why did the relief valve not, why did that not get triggered when I hit the valve? Now, granted, it was kind of dumb of me to hit the valve without anything hooked up, but you should be able to, and that relief valve should pop and let the hydraulic fluid bypass, the system and go back down into the return and into the valves, or into the reservoir. Well, it didn't do that. It sheared the key, while it jammed up the hydraulic system, sheared the key on the pump, threw off our timing, and then, of course, as we were running it more and more, it walked away. So why that relief valve did not pop off, I don't know. I don't know what would cause, it would be something I'd have to look at, but I don't even know how to tear that stupid valve apart anyways. So I think it's going to be one of those things where just leave it be. Just know not to touch the valve when, hold on, I gotta come on, go away. It would be one of those things where you just have to mentally take a mental note. Don't hit the valve while it's not hooked up to anything, basically be the safety relief yourself and just not touch it. So, yeah, it sucks that this happened, but, at least it wasn't too terrible to fix, essentially. We can, when we get this all back together, I don't have to worry about the timing on the pump, on the gear on the pump here. What I can do is I can just throw the pump, once we get the gear and stuff back on, I can throw the pump into the tractor. Then I can throw the distributor housing onto the tractor, or onto the pump, which is on the tractor, of course, by that time. And then, because the actual distributor, there's a distributor drive, and then there's the actual distributor system itself. Go on, mosquitoes. I don't really know how to call each parts, but the entire distributor is actually 2 halves. So I can bolt the piece that bolts to the pump onto the pump. I know the tractor's at top dead center on 1 for firing. Then I can set the distributor, the other part that has the cap on it, I can set that in. Everything will be aligned, everything will be timed. Now, granted, this gear won't be timed to the camshaft, but we don't care about that because we're never going to put a magneto on it. I know Kenny put concern to timing up the camshaft with this gear. I'm not concerned about it because that tractor will never, ever, ever run a magneto on it. I know that for a fact. It's never going to run one. So I'm not concerned about it, because timing on this front gear doesn't matter when you have the distributor, because you have that infinite adjustment, essentially. So I'm not worried about that part of it. I'm just worried about getting the distributor timed up. As long as that tractor doesn't get bumped and turned from any sort of motion, I know it's at top dead center. So we just have to leave it like that. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. Get these keys, get everything put back together, put on the tractor. The tractor should hopefully start up and run just fine. And we shouldn't have any more troubles with this timing getting thrown off, as long as we don't hit that valve, the two-way valve system. So on another note, we do have I'm going to combine, there's so many different days that this episode, whatever you want to call it, is from. I think when we started this, it was probably like 2-3 weeks ago. But now today's the 17th, and it's a Sunday, whatever difference that makes to you guys, anyways. But the 400 Farmall that we bought from Tony, a club member, resides way back over there in the darkness. I probably can't point my light on it for you guys to see. Can I? No, I can't. Anyways, it used to have a front end loader on it, the 400 did. And so when I bought it, they were in the process of taking the loader frame off of it. It didn't have the loader on it when Tony had gotten it, but they were in the process of taking the loader frame off, and it eventually sat at where the tractor had come from, and of course now here it is now. I picked it up today because where the tractor was at, the tractor wasn't at Tony's, it was at another club member's. Well, that club member was sick of looking at it. I don't blame him. And so I went and got it. And what I discovered is it's got the same two-way hydraulic valve as the Super M's does. The only difference is one of these levers has a float position. See how that locks in there? Whereas, if I don't hit it in that, it comes back. But if I lock it up, it stays. That's not going on the Super M. I'll tell you where it's going to go right now. What's that in the darkness? Ooh, there's a flashlight. It's Marty. It's going to go on Marty. I've decided that I'm going to put it on Marty because this little two-way hydraulic valve right there in the cluster of hoses, that one right there, it leaks like a sieve, and I'm sick and tired of it. So I'm going to put that two-way valve on it, hook it up back by the seat there. And once we get Marty going, Marty's still missing a radiator. And I finally got that dropped off at a radiator shop, Borgen Radiator, down in Minneapolis. They said week and a half on that. That's going to get fixed up. We can get that put back together. Finally get Marty going again. The H is back there running just fine. I had to change out a oil pressure switch for the alternator because it was allowing current to backdraw and pull out of the battery. So I changed that out. That's working fine. It's of course got a wagon load of hay on it. I bailed that with the H because the M diesel's down, the Super M was down, and of course Marty is down, and so is the 400. There's nothing to update on the 400. There's nothing to update on the Cub. I think that pretty much does it. I think I talked about a while back about the M diesel, that we got a cylinder head for it. I do want to touch on over here one other thing. We're going to combine a bunch of farm updates into one thing here because I don't have time to edit them all separately. So, yep, that's a mess. That is the axle housing on the Ford 4500 tractor loader backhoe that we have. It is obviously busted apart, and if I could see where I'm going, there's the rest of it there. We thought the axle broke on it. The axle didn't break. What happened is that the what do they call it now? The bevel gear, I think Dad called it, or something like that. I don't remember what he called it. There's a gear inside that's basically like the bull gear, but it's not a bull gear. That stripped out. It also cracked, allowing that side of the axle that axle to spin freely. It stripped out the bolt that holds the axle into that hub. And of course we had our wheel bearings going bad, which is kind of the start of this whole issue. And then finally, all of a sudden, one day I'm working with it, bang, the whole tractor slammed down to the right side. Sure enough, the axle had fallen out, busted the axle housing. So Dad's working on lining up stuff. He wants to pull it apart further so that we find out exactly what we need before we order parts. We're probably going to have to order them from someplace in Missouri, I guess. So that's, unless somebody on here has a whole parts 4500 tractor that they would sell for a couple thousand, I guess, or something like that. So if you have a Ford 4500 tractor loader backhoe that's junk and you're trying to part it out and you want to get rid of the whole tractor itself, post a comment in the add a comment down there, or you can shoot me an email. My email address is in the About tab, or you can just, I'll spit it off right now. It's This Old Farm, without any spaces, without any capital letters, just like our name, 03 at the end of that. Again, no spaces, at gmail.com. This Old Farm 03 at gmail.com. You can send me an email. That is my YouTube email. That is the one associated with this YouTube account, whatever. Send me an email. We're really trying to figure out, we need to get this tractor fixed because it is such a main tractor. It's what does our chores every day. Of course, right now, being that it's been decommissioned, we have that John Deere track loader you guys have seen in a farm update video before. That's been doing chores. That thing's not running so great either. It's got fuel pump problems. You probably heard it in the background. They're revving like crazy. It has issues where it goes, you start it up and it runs wide open and then comes right back down. But eventually someday I think that's going to take off and, run without us. So yeah, we're looking for 4500 tractor loader backhoe, parts tractor, EM diesel. I got to get the head to a head shop. I just don't have time or money for it. The 400 has been sitting over there. Again, I don't have time or money for it. The Cub, I suppose we could hit about that. We might have to split this up more than one. Cub, I put the mower deck on. There it is down there. We're going to try mowing with it one of these days here. Possibly tomorrow. I took tomorrow off. I have some family matters that have gone on. If you guys watched Rick's video Saturday the 16th, you would have heard that my grandma was not doing so good while she ended up passing last night. So that's kind of, we're having to take care of that, and I try not to get that stuff on here, but it just, it's just one of those things that, it's just part of the game. So anyways, I'm done rambling. That's the problem with the Super M. That's why the Super M's been decommissioned. There's been no videos on that. That's why there's been no videos out recently, because actually the other week I bought an i8 Sycamore, which I'm not happy with, and of course, it's one of them deals. I keep finding new things to talk about and I need to stop. So I'm going to stop right now. Thanks for watching, you guys. Appreciate it. I'm sorry for the slow feed recently. Hopefully that catches you guys all up to date. Hopefully this video wasn't too long and boring. I know it was a lot of talking and a lot of not doing anything, but there hasn't been a whole lot interesting going on at the farm. It's been a lot of raking and baling. I spent all day today raking with the 806, which is, it's shot at this point. You can't hardly drive the thing without it kicking out. So we got to dig into that one of these days. That MCV valve deal, as long as we're over here. That MCV pump or whatever, that whole system, it's shot on that tractor. Something needs to be looked at because you can't hardly drive the thing. There's the Sycamore. I know you can't really see it. I'm not super happy with it. The gearbox is kind of worn out on it. Supposedly it's supposed to cut, but I just don't have time or money. Again, I'm just trying to get the Super M going because at this point it's something we need because that 806 is in such bad shape. So thanks for watching, you guys. Hopefully I didn't bore you to death, and hopefully we'll get some Super M videos for you soon. I do have footage of the Super M running. I just haven't had time to upload it. So there's some footage on that. There's some footage on the backhoe, and I think there's something on something else. I don't even know. But we'll get you guys some footage out eventually here of tractors running. So thanks for watching. See you guys all next time. And wait, that's the end. How do I do this? Anyways, I don't remember. It's been so long since I've made a video, I don't even remember. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for the support. Thanks for everything you guys do. We'll take y'all next time.